Okay, let us discuss what is called as successive differentiation. So before going to successive differentiation, let's see what is derivative of a function. Okay, let I be an interval in R, therefore real numbers, and f be a function from I into R. Let C be an arbitrary point in I. Then f is said to be differentiable at the point C if limit x goes to C, fx minus fc over x minus C exists. So this definition of differentiability of a function at a point in its domain. If this limit exists, we say the function is differentiable at the point C. So this limit exists, that is going to be a real number, and the limit is going to be a unique number. So if this limit exists, it is called, if this limit exists, it's called derivative of f at C, and is denoted by f prime C. So f prime C is nothing but derivative of f at C. So let I be an interval in R, and f is a function from I to R. If f is differentiable at each point in I is the domain of f, then the function f is said to be, or f is called differentiable. So first we define the differentiability of a function at a point in its domain. Now we are defining a differentiable function. Simply, a function is differentiable if its derivative at each point of its domain exists. That means limit extending to c fx minus fc over x minus c exists for every c in I. So if a function is differentiable, actually I can compute a new function. So that is nothing but, if f is differentiable, at each point of I can compute what is called its derivative f prime c. So simply, which means, so this is my I, okay, have real numbers. If f is differentiable at each point of c, I can compute f prime c. F prime c is this limit, and if it exists, this is a, since f is differentiable, this is existing for every c at in I, and this is going to be a unique number. So every point of I can be sent to its derivative. So in this way, a new function is evolving. At that function, I will denote it by f prime called derivative of f, or maybe derivative of f with respect to x. So f prime is nothing but the new function which takes every element of domain of f into the derivative of f. So a new function f prime is evolving in this way. So it is called a derivative of f. So again, if I have the notation y is equal to f of x, the derivative may be denoted by y prime, or you may denote it by dy by dx, or you may denote by y1, that's another notation, or you may use dy, or maybe I may use df by dx. All these are equivalent notations of derivative of f with respect to x. So repeating, if f is differentiable, I have a new function from I to R. So f prime is a function from I to R, which takes every point of I to its the derivative of f at that point. So a new function is coming in this way. That new function is called the first derivative of f with respect to f. You may denote it by f prime, or you may denote by dy by dx, y1, y prime, and many things. So the prime notation due to Isaac Newton, and the d by dx notation by Gottfried Leibniz. So that I have discussed in the history of successive differentiation. So, so if f is differentiable, I have a new function. Let me denote it by a, usually we denote by f prime from I to R exists. Again, this is a new function, so it may be differentiable or it may not be differentiable. It may be continuous or it may not be continuous. If not continuous, it cannot be differentiable. Suppose f prime from I to R is differentiable, which means f prime is differentiable at all points of I. So if f prime is differentiable, then I can compute in the same way at each point of I can compute the derivative of f prime. So in the same way as I discussed the evolving of f prime, the derivative of f prime is coming. So it is denoted by f double prime. So it is but the derivative of f prime. So the derivative may denote it in alternative ways. It is d square f by dx square, or if I have the notation y is equal to fx, the second derivative, or the second, this is called second order derivative, you may denote it by d square y over d square, or you may denote it by y2 prime, or you may use d square y. All these are equivalent notations. So if f prime is differentiable, automatically you are having a new function from I into R called the second derivative of f. Again, this is a new function. It may be differentiable or it may not be differentiable. If it is differentiable, you can compute a new function called the third order derivative denoted by f3 prime, or you may denote it by d cube y over dx cube, or d cube f over dx cube, or d cube y. Sometimes we may denote the derivatives by y1, y2, and y3 in this way. So this is mean by successive differentiation. I have a function from I to R If it is differentiable, its derivative is existing. If the derivative function is again differentiable, the second order derivative is existing. If the second order derivative is differentiable, then I can go. So the process of finding higher order derivatives of a given function is, we can call as a successive differentiation. So let's go for some examples to find the higher order derivatives of given functions. So I have given the fundamental results in differentiation. So the derivative of constant as 0, derivative of x raised to r, whereas any non-zero rational number as r into x raised to r minus 1, and sum of differentiable functions is differentiable, difference of differentiable functions is differentiable, product of differentiable is differentiable, quotient of two differentiable is differentiable, and the composition of two differentiable functions is differentiable. And hopefully you know the sum rule, product rule, quotient rule, and the chain rule of differentiable functions. We will use that in example. So let us do one example. One, suppose y is equal to log x over x. Show that d square y over dx square is equal to 2 log x minus 3 over x cube. Let's go for the solution. So y is equal to log x over x. So log x is a differentiable function. If x not equal to x is differentiable, let us assume this is x is not equal to 0. So the quotient of two differentiable is differentiable. So y is differentiable, and I can apply the quotient rule. So y prime is equal to, or maybe dy by dx is equal to denominator into x into derivative of log x is 1 over x minus log x into derivative of the denominator, derivative of x is 1 by denominator square. What I am using is d by dx of f over g is equal to g into f prime minus f into g prime over g square. So this is equal to 1 minus log x over x square. Again, this is a one is differentiable, log x is differentiable, so the difference is differentiable. X square is differentiable, so dy by dx is again differentiable, so I can go for the second order derivative. So d square y over dx square is equal to, again I have to apply my quotient rule, so it is x square into derivative of 1 minus log x is 0 minus 1 by x, so it is minus 1 by x minus 1 minus numerator 1 minus log x into derivative of the denominator is 2x over denominator square, it is x power 4. So this is equal to minus x minus 2x plus 2x log x over x power 4. So this is minus 3x plus 2x log x, 1x will cancel over. So this is equal to 2x log x minus 3 over x power 3. So I am getting whatever I needed. D square y over dx square is equal to 2x log x minus 3 over x cube. So let us do another problem. Suppose y is equal to sine of sin x. So show that d square y by dx square plus tan x dy by dx plus y cos square x is equal to 0. So my function is y is equal to sine of sin x. So if f of x is equal to sin x, then f composition f of x is equal to f of x, that is equal to f of sin x, that is equal to sine of sin x. That means the given function is a composite function and sin x is differentiable. By chain rule, this is differentiable. So the chain rule is d by dx of g composition f at x is equal to, or much better, I have g composition f prime of x is equal to g prime at fx into f prime x. So let us apply the chain rule for this function. So I have dy by dx is equal to cos of sin x into the derivative of sin x is again, this is composition of differentiable two functions. Cos x is differentiable, product of two differentiable is differentiable. So I can differentiate dy by dx. Let us compute the second order derivative. D square y over dx square is equal to, let us apply the product rule. So cos of sin x into derivative of cos x is minus sin x plus derivative of cos sin x is equal to minus sine of sin x into derivative of sin x is cos x. Now this will come, so it is cos square x. So this is my d square. Here I did one more time, d square y over dx square is equal to minus cos sin x into sin x plus minus sin sin x into cos square x. So now let us compute this. So d square y by dx square plus tan x into dy by dx plus y into cos square x is equal to, what I have is minus cos sin x into sin x minus sin x sin of sin x into cos square x plus tan x into, this is my dy by dx, cos of cos x into, cos of sin x into cos x plus y cos square x. This is my y, so it is sin of sin x into cos square x. Now this term and this term will cancel over. Tan x is equal to sin x by cos x. So this cos x will cancel over and one sin term will come over there. So this term will come to cos sin or sin x into cos sin x, and these two terms will be cancelled over, and this is equal to 0. So whatever I needed, I obtained. So one more problem. So I have applied quotient rule, I have applied chain rule, I have applied product rule. Maybe let us go for one parametric differentiation. All right, here let x is equal to some a into cos theta plus theta sin theta, y is equal to a into sin theta minus theta cos theta. Now we prove that d square y over dx square is equal to c cube theta over a theta, provided theta not equal to 0. So here x and y are functions of a new parameter theta. So how dy by dx is equal to dy by d theta into d theta by dx. So I need dy by d theta and d theta by dx. So compute that. D theta by dx is nothing but reciprocal of dx by d theta. So dy by d theta is equal to a into derivative of sin theta is cos theta minus, I have to apply product rule here, theta into minus sin theta. So this time will come theta sin theta plus, sorry, minus cos theta. So these two terms will cancel over. So this is equal to a theta sin theta. And let us compute dx by d theta, that is equal to a into derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. I have to apply product rule for this term, plus theta cos theta plus sin theta. So these two terms are cancelling over. So dx by d theta is equal to a theta cos theta. So dy by dx is equal to